Everybody wanted to know where the good men are, but let me just explain to you what's stopping these good men from getting with you. This idea that a man should come along and take you as you are. He should accept you for who you are, how you feel, how you think, what you do, and he shouldn't question that. He should embrace it, right? That's what you want. But that man wasn't good enough to be with you, to get with you until he did all the work. He had to become this amazing provider, which means he needed to put in extra work and effort towards his career, maybe his education. Maybe he had to really put in the work for a grind, whatever he was doing. But until he can provide a lavish lifestyle, you didn't think he was worth much of anything. You want to make sure that you have a man who's making solid, sound decisions. You want him to stay far away from all these girls in these streets where he can get somebody pregnant and have all these children out of wedlock because you want to be the woman who comes along for this perfect man, right? But you don't want to do any work. Do you know why your grandmothers back in the day were able to get these men when they were young? That's because they spent their entire life being raised and taught how to be a good woman, how to make sound decisions, what men cared about. See, we frown upon that now. You call it misogynistic. But no matter what name you put on these things, it's not going to change that you can't control what a man is going to find attractive and what a man is going to pursue.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I have comprised a small little list of content from various women and men who have spoken on the advice that women give other women that ultimately lead them to being lonely, bitter, and left with a lot of confusion about the paradigm shift between us. Get comfortable, grab you something to snack on. It's going to be a bumpy ride. But this is all for educational purposes. There is no shade nor hate here. I just want to get down with why we just can't seem to come together and have healthy dialogue. Anyway, let's get it.
So I don't know who needs to hear this, but women are allowed to be broke. Yep, I said it. It's men that are not allowed to be broke. It's you men that are not allowed to be broke.
Something I recently learned is no matter how much you love your friends, if they're broke, do not invite them on the group trip because I'm telling you, you will regret it. I'm like, Nisi, if you don't order yourself an Uber like we all just did and get over here, she's like, are you kidding me? Like, Uber's like $50 to $60. I don't even have that much. That's all the money I was going to use to eat this week. Girl, you only got $50, $60 to eat. That's going to be one meal on the beach.
I indeed also only want to be surrounded by bitches with money or some type of motion or some type of I'm sorry, I just cannot be around people who just are okay with being broke. You got 2 legs, 2 arms, a mouth, and you're not ready to go get you a job. And it don't even got to be a lot of money. Motherfuckers get mad when you don't want to invite them certain places. Like, I'm not going to invite you because I know you can afford it. And I'm really trying to be like a good person and not embarrass you in front of all these people because I know what your situation looking like.
I'm hungry, but I'm with my broke best friend, and I guess she gotta eat too. But I'm just so tired of having to pay for everything. Like,
I don't want to kick it with nobody that's always broke. Like, that's just really irritating because people who be broke, like, they don't understand that they in survival mode and they don't even notice when they be trying to use people. Like, no, I don't want nobody coming around me. You always trying to smoke up my smoke. You always trying to drink up my drink. Like, no, like, I don't want to be bothered with that. Absolutely not. And then, like, you ain't never got no gas money, like nothing to contribute to the kick it. Absolutely not.
I want y'all to pay attention to the video at the beginning of this clip. Pay attention to the second one and all of the transitions in between because there's a purpose behind that. Nobody wants to be around people that are broke. Well, let me rephrase that. Nobody wants to be around someone who doesn't love themselves enough to want better for themselves. And you're leeching off of somebody else. you don't know what reciprocity is. You're just there for the ride. Nobody wants to be around that. In this particular case, what I'm gathering is you're all essentially saying that people who make less than you have nothing to offer. And I could be wrong. It could be the other way around. But when y'all make cases like this and you get in front of the camera and you begin to talk like this, you got to be a little more detailed and not so vague. Say you don't like users. Say you don't like people, or you have an issue with folks that don't know how to be friends. Because you can be a friend and not have money. You can be loving and kind and gentle without having money. You can be a part of people's life and not necessarily have $1 million. I'm gonna shut up. We got more to cover. Yeah.
Okay, my two questions is, number one, I got an older guy that I talk to. He buys me stuff, he does stuff for me, but I feel like sometimes I can be like too independent. Like I like to like be like, oh, I paid this for myself and I did that and I did that.
You.
Why?
Keep going.
Okay, and I feel like when I do that, it makes him do like less stuff for me.
Well,
Because
sorry.
I want him to look at me like an independent woman that
And
can
you're
like
not.
be poor around him.
I love being poor. I'm poor. Where's my purse? Where's my stuff? Pay my bills so you can save your own. I'm very poor.
Okay.
If a nigga don't know I got a Benz, I'm pulling up in my mama Yoda. Ask about me.
Okay.
There's 3 niggas that's on my phone right now don't even know I have a storefront. They think I work at Walmart. When I get on phone with them, I put my Walmart vest on. Do y'all want me to show y'all? I ordered it on Amazon. So you laughing. It's that deep to me. That's how far I take it.
No, because you're right.
Why aren't you telling the nigga you can pay for it? No, we cannot.
Okay, so trying to pipe myself up around him is not helping.
Like what up? Oh, you poor.
Okay.
What you talk? That mean you might as well just take the dick for free.
Okay, I see what you mean. Okay.
You can't see.
Okay.
Because there's no way you got on my live and you telling a nigga you're independent. No, we're not.
Okay. Even if you want to feel like I want to feel good about myself, don't use that.
Now you want to feel good about yourself. Who give a fuck?
Okay.
You want to feel good about yourself.
About
how long you been living in your body? How long you been living in your body? How old are you?
I'm 30.
You 30. And how many good feelings you need? Okay. I want to feel good about myself. I want to feel good about myself.
Okay.
I want to feel good about myself.
I'm buying your ebook too.
Yeah, read it because you already feeling.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
Yo, so I've been riding around with my mom today, kind of grocery shopping for things that we're going to make. We're going to be making some buffalo chicken dip tonight. But she got on the phone with her friend and they started having a conversation. And in this conversation, her friend is like 65 years old, right? And she has a man that's in her life that wants to marry her. But she doesn't want to marry him because she doesn't want to give herself over to that man, right? She's 65. And she's telling my mother, who's a little bit younger, you got to take control of your life, and that's the problem with your life. And my mom's in the same situation as her, right? No man, single, house full of kids, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, this is the advice that the women are giving the younger women, right? And it's no wonder we're seeing an influx of what we're seeing today, where, especially in the Black community, where relationships are just terrible. They're horrible. It's hard to keep a relationship. It's hard to be with a woman in this generation. It's terrible. And what I don't think that they realize is that they think they're happier and are going to live longer without men, blah, blah, blah. And that's because the system has allowed them to thrive. Look at the system. The system protects you very well. But when shit hits the fan, and then you men, we going to be back in demand. But the issue comes into play is that we are now seeing, we have gotten to see the truth. The veil has been lifted behind how these women think. They don't want you. They don't desire you. They don't want you in their space. They don't want you around them. They just need you for certain things. And if they can get those certain things somewhere else, then there's no use for you. And that's terrible. We got to fix that, because you see men, we straight up tell you, yo, we desire to have you. Like, I want a wife. I want a chaste woman. I want a woman who's respectful. It was going to be just for me. That's what every man wants. But I don't know. I have so many thoughts on this. But y'all tell me, man, y'all think this is a good thing? Because I don't think it's a good thing. I think it's very, very bad. I think that mindset is going to destroy the community even further, because the value of men is no longer in the sight of our women. And it's terrible.
You heard Woo Lady. You heard exactly what she said. Everything is a manipulation game. Everything is a selfish I game. And this is what they wanted. This is how the system was designed. Y'all can believe it, ignore it, all you want. But everything that we consume has been set up to put one person against the other, while disparaging any values that were worth a damn. Throw it away, adapt to and move on in your own theologies, your own ideologies, and try to make people conform to your own system, because you've been programmed to care only about you. We don't even look at each other like humans no more. Tell me I'm lying, though.
Okay, I just have to say this. Please don't hate me. Women are not good at giving other women relationship advice. When a woman goes to another woman, likely our friends, to vent about a relationship, usually what's going to happen is the other woman is just going to validate you. She's going to be like, yes, you are not appreciated. You totally deserve better. Your husband should do this more. Your husband should not take you for granted. You need someone who is going to see how beautiful you are and treat you like a queen and all of that stuff. So a woman is really going to be good at validating your feelings and your experience. And that's probably what you really need at the time. However, it might actually be more beneficial for you to speak to a man to see how they view the situation, because men and women, obviously, generally speaking, and in heterosexual relationships, men and women think very differently. We have very different hormones. We're programmed to have biologically very different roles. And so when we go to a woman, she might help us feel seen and heard and feel better, but she might not be the best person to help you communicate better in your relationship. So maybe go to a man and ask them what their thoughts are on the situation. Ask them how they experience the situation.
But of course, that's too logical. It sounds too healthy. Nah, you're not going to want to listen to her. But you will listen to her.
I'm sorry to say this, but if a man has never put you in a car or in a crib, you are not who you think you are. I'm just saying.
See, this is exactly what I be talking about. It's women like this that influence other women to think that a man is supposed to be buying you and doing all this expensive things. That way y'all don't appreciate the traditional man that just goes to work and does what he's supposed to do as a man for the family. Y'all want extras, and everybody can't afford extra. And you think that if your man can't do the extra, that means that he's not a man, and that you shouldn't love him, and that you shouldn't be with him, and that you should explore more options because there's a more richer man out there for you. When what you should be looking for in a family is love. Somebody who loves you every day, somebody who picks you every day. And of course, it's going to get rough. And of course, things are going to happen. But the problem that it is y'all look at every single thing as a gift. Man has to buy you a car. He has to put you in a house. He has to, mind you, your own. Y'all not even staying together, but y'all still want your own car. You want to buy you a nice car. You want to buy you a nice house. Y'all have this poor mindset with rich expectations. It has to come to a point where it stops. Like, stop influencing other women to think that their value is only in what a man can buy them. It's never been that. Not to mention that a lot of women won't even do the bare minimum when it comes down to what a man expects from you, but you want a man to go above and beyond. Come on, dog. But maybe I'm tripping. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section.
Say you steal it. You heard it here first. Bring you a big bag, put the ground beef in your bag, and you buy the spaghetti. Spaghetti $2. That's how you budget. Y'all be so confused. How do you budget? How do you budget? Steal it. Steal it. Steal it. Okay? Shit. Put that shit in your pocketbook. You gonna make steak, mash, and spinach, steal the steak.
One of the hardest truths to accept as an adult woman is this. Sometimes the people who are trying to tear you down are other women. And most of the time, it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with how they see themselves. Women who bully other women usually feel threatened in 3 areas: attention, confidence, and comparison. If they feel like someone is getting more respect than them, then they're going to try to discredit that person. If they feel insecure about themselves, then they're going to project it to other people. And if they feel like they're losing influence in a group, then they start creating division. This is why adult bullying is rarely loud. It's subtle, whispers, side comments, little attempts to make you question yourself. But emotionally mature women eventually recognize what's going on. And once you recognize it, something shifts. Seriously, stop defending yourself and start observing.
You ever had a conversation with a homegirl, or you had one, and they would say, I don't like females, I can't trust them? This is why. You got too many different age groups here, too many different cultures and beliefs in how to go about dealing with humans and how to treat them. They oppose each other because they know how they are, and you start to call one out of their name because they are basically either telling on you, exposing how you are, or they're pissed off that they feel you're betraying a code that is really formulated to keep on playing around with people's heart, wallets, and all that. At the end of the day, y'all got to make the best decisions and choices for yourself. But considering the landscape, you might want to start being a little more mature in how you interact with men and women and who you take your advice from. Straight up.